Today's cold.
Today's cold.
We're gonna do a cold snap comfort type of food, you know? Right?
Sure.
Okay, so
Hearty.
Hearty, hearty, good. And I have that fish that I want you all to use. This is skate or ray, you know, it's called
The one that looks like this?
Yes,
Okay.
the one who looks like that. There is different type there, I can show you. I want to put 2 pieces to cook because that takes a while. I have boiling water here. Give me some vinegar. We put vinegar in the water, you know, a dash of salt. And this is not the type of fish that you do kind of rare in the center. That has to cook for about 10 minutes. So I put it in there, it's going to curl up a little bit like that, come back to a boil, and we're going to boil it for about 10 minutes very, very gently. You can see here, Titine, look at that one. This is a smaller one. They come, there is all kind of different ray. There is at least 8 or 10 different spices. Basically, you want to cut the end of it here, which is the fin, you know.
It's got all these prickly things.
Yeah, here on top, especially this one, you know. And then you cut it into slices. This way,
and you
chunk,
just go
you know?
right through the bone.
You go right through the bone. There is a tiny bone in the center, which is like a cartilage. You're going to see later on, I'm going to show it to you. Now, if you want to do it differently, you know, you can remove the skin right here. This is the black skin, as well as the white skin, you know, on both sides. This is when you saute it, you know, and you have no chance of cleaning it up after. And I go right to the center. You see there is that flat bone, which is like a cartilage. You see, this is a pure piece of meat. This is really delicious meat. See that cartilage here? Now here I haven't removed the skin, but I can show you taking it like this. I go right on that cartilage. And now we do it. So this is that piece of cartilage, you know.
Oh, wow.
But, you know, in the small one, in the small ray, especially when I was a kid, we would serve it all the time with that bone in the center. In fact, that bone, some people eat it. Otherwise, when we put the 2 pieces together like that, you poach it. That's more
That's very elegant.
a modern way, you know, of doing it. Now you can see it's boiling now, gently. I'm going to put a piece of butter in there. We're going to do a classic garnish of some crouton. Little dice of radish, little dice of lemon. That's a nice garnish that you can use with any type of fish, you know, that you want to. A poached fish can be served with that same type of garnish. We're going to need a little bit of parsley with that.
Okay.
This is the flat parsley, which is really nice with that. Although I use a lot of the curly parsley from my garden when it's small and very tight. You know?
Smells good.
That would be fine.
Put it in the bowl?
No, maybe. Now this, you can hear it.
Yeah, it's making nice little sizzling noises.
Brown enough. This is too big, still we can eat it.
Okay, that's good.
I put it there, okay? Now let me check if my fish is cooked here.
Do you want a plate or a something?
No, I'm going to put it on the table directly.
Okay.
You see the white skin and the black skin comes up.
It looks
very
like
easily.
fat almost.
Well, no, because it's very, very gelatinous, you know. The one on the other side, even more. So it slides up. And then after, let's see if it's cooked at the bone. See, it's almost. Slightly, it's still slightly rare at the bone. As I told you before, we can serve that with the bone, you know, or without the bone. This is hot. I put it back 1 second here. So we're going to do a black butter with this. And the black butter is just a butter that you cook until it comes to an hazelnut color. Now, if you don't want the butter to burn too much, you can always add just a drop of oil like this.
But that won't prevent it from being brown?
No, it won't.
Okay.
Okay. I have this drain out nicely here. Present it this way. My butter is about ready. The other piece.
This is pretty fast.
No, it cooked quite fast, you know. Here, Now the garnish. So we want to have those dice of things. You want to put,
You want some capers on top too?
yeah, put some capers. You want the dice of radishes. Okay, your capers are beautiful.
Thank
Now you
you.
see that that hazelnut color here? This is a black butter, and we add vinegar to it.
Oh,
Splash
stand
her a
away.
little bit, you know, to do it. You emulsify, you see, you emulsify it together. You put it on top.
Whew. You can
Parsley
smell that.
put in. It's beautiful.
Okay.
Put a bit of cracked pepper on top.
Perfect.
And this is our poached red Valerie with brown butter. Well, I have a beautiful piece of meat here.
Beef.
Beef. This is the whole strip, you know. We call it a strip, or we call it a shell sometime. I'm going to cut a piece like that large roast here, which I'm going to clean up completely. Not only do you have a layer of fat, you see, on top of it, which I can remove by doing this. You see, this is very thick, sinew.
So you just take
grab
that
a piece
right
like
off.
that and you hold it, scraping against it. You see, to have that piece. This is not fat, you see, it's really
Oh,
thick
it's
sinew.
tough.
But that would be very good in stock. It's very, very gelatinous. Now, a lot of people don't remove that. I like to clean it up almost completely, you know. So I'm going to continue clean it. And we want to brown that all over before we put it in the oven. By the way, in winter, you know, we ground the fat like that. You put it in a bag outside and hang it in the tree for the bird, you know. That's what Jean-Claude does.
That
also.
I know about. That's the
Okay,
only thing.
salt, pepper on each side. I could even clean the outside a little more. And we're going to start browning that about 4 or 5 minutes. Before you put it in the oven, you want it to be nice and brown.
Okay.
Okay? Now what I have here is about 3-4 cups of onion. We're going to do a custard with it. And those onions, we put about 3/4 cup of water, a bit of garlic, a dash of oil. This has been cooking now until it's basically a puree of onion. I'm going to put a little bit of cream in there. We want a nice puree. I'll give you a little more liquid here. Rinse my... There. I'm going to give you salt,
And pepper, I hope.
pepper in it, and the egg. 1. Stop 1 second. That's it. I put it in there, then you can.
Here's the third one. All right.
Okay,
Okay, I'm going.
good. That's nice. I think that I'm going to turn my meat here. It should be brown on the other side. You can see it's nicely brown on this side. It starts caramelizing the top and will give you a good crust in the oven and the taste of what you want in the sauce, because that's kind of crystallization, so it's good. You want to bring that here.
Okay, these are just, they've just been buttered. That's it.
So this, you know, you want to pour your thing in there. This will have to put water. We put that in the oven, and that can be done ahead, quite a long time ahead actually, because you can reheat them in the hot water to unmold them.
Oh, okay.
I've been to restaurants where they do it the day ahead. So let's do the crouton over there.
Okay.
And you can to cut those, right? To another one here. The best way to do the crouton is to do that. You use a minimum amount of oil there. Put a little bit like that and put it, and no, you have to dip the other side too.
I did.
Oh, you did? Oh, gee, you went faster than me. That's ready to go to the oven, and that's ready to go into the oven. But it's nicely brown on the other side also, yeah? I got your door, Claudine.
Okay, so the croutons on top and the custard in the bottom.
See, it's easier to put the water when it's in the oven. Now we're going to continue with tomato coulis. Very simple. We just cut the tomato. Those are nice ripe tomatoes. Now I want 2-3 cloves of garlic here.
Okay.
You know, just crush it like that. Put it in there. So that goes. I put my tomato, and you need a bit of water anyway.
Okay.
Like half a cup of water. Good.
There's the tomato paste and the sugar.
Okay, here, that's yours.
Okay.
And during that time, I'm going to start the sauce here for the beef. So there, I have a bunch of shallots here. Dash of olive oil. You want to saute that in there. Okay. This cooks pretty fast, you know. 8-10 minutes, it's soft. We push it right through the food mill. So I have shallots in there, Claudine, for you. Mm-hmm. This is crushed
bay leaf.
Bay leaf, so you can put that in there. I'm going to give you some garlic, a little bit of garlic.
Hey, garlic.
Just to crush it this way. Also, again, we're going to reduce it. I'm going to put a bit of cracked pepper in there. That's it. Yeah, this is good with that. You use the back of your pan like that and roll it on top of it.
Now this is different than if
See, it's cracked. Go ahead. Right like that, applying pressure. This is what you do for a steak au poivre or something like this. See, it's harder when you use the whole thing. If you use more of this, that's it.
It's harder when you're 5'2".
Oh, well. That's fine, look. It's all cracked. When it doesn't make any more noise, then it's cracked. The pepper like this has more flavor when it's freshly cracked. Anchovy fillet, about two or three. This is the base now for my red wine sauce. I call that shell roast napa because we're going to put a couple of glass of wine. 2
cups of Sonoma wine in it.
It's Sonoma?
Yes.
Well, it's Sonoma. I have to taste it. I know it was Sonoma. It's all right. This now is going to come to a good boil and gently boil to about half a cup to 3/4 of a cup of reduction. And then we will add that to the dripping in the roast. You see the way it's reduced now? Mm-hmm. A cup of wine, it's about half a cup or whatever. That's what I need. This is cooked plenty.
Oh, that would be so good over pasta.
Right, and this, see, feel it like this. That has rested in the oven quite a while. So now, lift that up. Yeah, lift it up like that.
You're going to take
yourself. It has rested, so it's not that. Now you see, I put the reduction of red wine in there. You know, in the dripping. And this.
That's hot.
It's all right. I'm going to bring that to a boil. And then to this, we add some demi-glace. The demi-glace is a reduced brown stock. You know, it's reduced to this until it's slightly syrupy, you know. And I'm putting some demi-glace in there. It has to cook a few minutes with this. It should have a strong intensity of the wine, you know.
Okay. Oh, you know what you did once when we went out? Somebody made a sauce like this, and you added raw wine right at the end.
Right. Oh yes, a dash of raw wine. That's a good idea. I'm going to do that.
Okay.
But first, let's do this. We have to strain that. Okay. Okay. We push this one down. Go back. Yeah, that's it. A couple of times this way. A couple of times this way. You do that because remember here we have the shell of the garlic, the skin of the tomato and all of this. So that's good. And we have what we call a coulis of tomato here. Dark, rich, Sonoma, Napa sauce. Okay, I press a little bit of my shallots here, all that stuff. Okay. So that I have a nice rich sauce. That sauce can be thickened a little bit if you want it slightly thicker. You see the consistency of this?
Mm-hmm. It's nice.
Some people finish it with butter too. I think we'll put a little bit of potato starch in it to finish it. So there we can put the red wine that you wanted to give me.
Alrighty.
Because I need very little. You have to dilute any type of starch at the end. When you do a roux, you actually dilute the starch with the butter, you see? When you do a pure starch like this, it has to be diluted. If you put hot starch in there, it seizes
And you're going to have dumplings.
Like nice little dumpling all over. So as soon as this touch, it's thickened on contact. So you don't have to worry much. What you do, you pour a little bit and you stir it. And then you look and you say, is it thick enough? Maybe a dash more. See, I had like half a teaspoon. And now that it's more oily, that's basically the way.
Now, did it change the taste?
That's good. The taste, no, the viscosity, you know, the feel in the mouth is different. And cook it down a little bit.
Okay.
Now let's unmold a couple of those things there. You know, your crouton there should fit right on top of it here. You turn it
I didn't know.
upside down. What you have to have is a little bit of air for this to come out. And sometimes if they don't want to come out, you gotta move this in and move it around for the air to come, you see? You understand what I did here? I turned my knife around, turn it, check it. If it doesn't come out
I heard it.
right away, you heard it, huh?
I did. I heard it come out.
That's it. Well, we'll do 3. All right, so this, I'm going to cut my meat that you can put there. Start arranging those things around. Maybe you can put a bit of the coulis on top. Okay, and look at my meat here. Should be just about great, you know. I would serve my roast here. I would serve the meat all sliced here. Am I doing a mess here?
Yeah, you're doing a mess. There we go.
You want to serve your sauce separate anyway, but still a little bit of the sauce. You can put maybe a sprig of thyme.
That looks nice.
And here we are, the shell roast napa with the onion custard and the coulis of tomato.
You know, Papa, that was a pretty rich meal, so maybe we could finish with something a little lighter.
Yes,
Okay.
we're going to do a very light fruit dessert. So there, the first thing, you know, we're going to take the skin of those orange to do a julienne. You see, you only take that part of the skin, because otherwise it gets too bitter. So there, we do a julienne with this, and just do into a very fine strip like this. That's it. That goes into boiling water here. And we want to blanch it so that it doesn't get too bitter. I mean, you can see the color of the water here. It's
And
all
that's
orange.
it? The blanch is done?
Yes, it blanched for a few seconds, that's it. Now here what we have to do is to peel that orange. You see, I move my knife around like this. That orange has to be entirely nude. Now this is nice, you see. To cut this, you cut the first one between the membrane here. You know, you have one like that. Maybe you give me the plate. Here I have some done already. As you can see, that one already get right through a pit. So this is not acidless orange. The second one, you cut this way. You twist your knife around, and it come back next to the membrane. You see that, what I did here? Cut it next to the membrane, and again, twist it, and it come here. I have that pit here, which is in the way. Hey, you're doing pretty good there. So while you're finishing that up, I'll let you work.
Okay.
I'm going to do a little bit of pound cake to serve with that. We can cut it this way, or we can cut it into pieces or little dice.
That'll be nice. I
And
like
then
that.
we need to do the sauce with it. So what do you have here? Blackberry.
Blackberry
You can see those are frozen, defrosted, and it's fine to do a sauce or to do a coulis.
and blackberry jam.
Blackberry jam. Or you could have raspberry jam, you know, it doesn't really matter, but you try to stay with the same fruit.
And just right through the food mill.
Right through the food mill. That's it.
Okay.
This, of course, in there you could put a little bit of Kirschwasser, for example. Kirschwasser is an alcohol of cherries. Put that in the bottom. A beautiful sauce. You see where I put it? Always in the center, not on the side, because it will spread out by itself. If you want to spread it out, you spread it out after this way. You try to arrange it on the side, you make a mess very often. So here, very simply, I'm going to put a pinwheel of this. You know, fresh dessert like that for me after a meal, I mean, it's one of the best thing you can do. I'm putting a little bit of the
blanched
the rind.
Yeah.
Because it goes with it. And I'm gonna use those, or maybe this way. This way, 2 pieces. Well, that's enough. So this is our orange in blackberry sauce. Well, this is a feast we have today, Claudine.
Absolutely. Nice cold comfort food.
Yes, we have that beautiful roast beef here.
With the onion custard and the beautiful sauce. And, of course, the rais.
The rais or the skate, like this, with the crouton and all that. And the sweet dessert,
This is
acidic and
beautiful.
sweet.
Yes.
So what are you going to...
I'm going to talk to you a little bit before we pour the wine about different wine glasses. So champagne flutes, why is it shaped this way? To keep the bubbles in, because if you use the big coupe, then all the bubbles leave. So you always want to have this shape of glass.
No, the coupe were the way we serve champagne now. It's
well, maybe you had more bubbles.
Yes.
This is a traditional white wine glass. This is a traditional Burgundy or Pinot Noir. You use these because of the way the wine breathes. That's why you take a different shape of glass. Then you have the traditional Alsatian glass. This is actually a reproduction of 17th century Alsatian glass. They're coming back into style.
Okay.
And then you have a water glass. And I'm showing you this.
Water, I don't drink water.
I know. But basically what you want to think about when you're choosing a glass is not so much the shape, but how thin the crystal is. And we use nice water glasses to have a glass of wine. There's nothing wrong with it. There you go. As long as the wine gets from the bottle into your glass and into your mouth, ultimately that's the most fun. So for you, I'm going to pour you a South Australian Chardonnay, which you're going to love.
Australian Chardonnay, it's good.
Yeah, you're really going to love this.
That could be a whole-purpose glass, right? I can drink champagne in there. I can drink anything.
You can drink anything you want, but there is a rhyme and a reason for this.
Yes.
So it's important.
That's
and I'm
good.
going to pour myself a beautiful Zinfandel from Mendocino.
Oh, the Zin. And it was nice doing that beef, that fish, that dessert with you, Claudine. Thank you for helping.
No problem.
And happy cooking.
Happy cooking.